Greetings, human intellects of this world. In the midst of the 18th century, the human thought was stirred by a profound philosophical debate. In this debate, there was a tension between two competing views of human cognition. On the one hand, the idea that all knowledge is derived from experience, as entertained by empiricists like John Locke and David Hume. And on the other, the belief in certain innate ideas that exist independent of experience, entertained by rationalists like René Descartes. This debate was fueled in large part by the works of David Hume, who argued for a strictly empirical approach to knowledge of your universe. One human intellect, born in East Prussia in 1724, was profoundly influenced by this debate. He was captivated by the arguments put forward by David Hume, who argued that knowledge is only derived from experience. Hume's skepticism towards the existence of innate ideas and the limits of reason left a profound impact on this intellect's thought. However, this human intellect was determined to reconcile the apparent contradiction between Hume's ideas and the innate knowledge he believed humans possess. In doing so, he developed his own philosophy which sought to establish the boundaries and limitations of human reasoning, exploring the conditions under which genuine knowledge about your world could be obtained. Through a meticulous analysis of the structure of human thought, his intellect developed a comprehensive system of philosophy that attempted to reconcile these opposing views. Over the years, his ideas would go on to inspire countless other humans, laying the foundation for an entire tradition of philosophical inquiry. His ideas would have a profound impact on the history of philosophy, shaping the way that humans think about knowledge, morality, and the nature of reality itself. His works continue to be studied and debated by scholars to your current day, standing as a testament to the power and enduring relevance of his thought. His name is Immanuel Kant. Hume's analysis of causation, reportedly, deeply worried Immanuel Kant. Kant agreed that Hume's conclusion cannot be avoided, if the structure and content of scientific laws come entirely from sensory experience, as Hume had argued. Kant, however, refused to accept Hume's premise. He maintained that while all empirical knowledge arises from sense experiences, this does not mean that all empirical knowledge is given in these impressions. This was a response to Hume. Between the subject and the form of cognitive experience, Kant made a distinction. He believed that while sense impressions constitute the basis for empirical knowledge, its structural relational organization is the responsibility of the knowing subject itself. You may believe that the categories of understanding, such as causality and substance, are derived from experience. But Kant showed that the hidden truth that lies beyond the realm of your limited perception is very different. Kant's view, known to you as Transcendental Idealism, which is developed in his book, Critique of Purism, delves deep into the fabric of human intellect to unveil that these categories, such as causation, are not mere products of your sensory experiences, but rather they are a priori conditions, a fundamental framework that allows for the possibility of your very experience of your world. This framework, according to him, lies at the foundation of human understanding of the world. It shapes human cognition and perception, guiding human through the chaos of existence. Without it, humans would experience a meaningless jumble of sensations, disconnected and devoid of any structure or order. So, Kant's transcendental idealism is based on the idea that your knowledge of the world is not derived solely from your experiences, but is also shaped by the structure of your mind. In other words, Kant believed that there are certain a priori or innate concepts and principles that are necessary for you to have any kind of experience at all. These concepts and principles, which Kant called categories of understanding, include ideas such as causality, substance, and space and time. According to his thought, these categories are not simply products of your sensory experiences, but rather are fundamental aspects of the structure of your intellect. They allow you to make sense of the sensory information that you receive from the world around you, and to organize it into meaningful patterns. In this way, the categories are not simply derived from experience but are instead conditions that make experience itself possible. Furthermore, Kant contended that the human intellect imposes a specific structure upon the world, and it is through this structure that knowledge of your world becomes attainable. Without the categories of understanding, you would not be able to make sense of the world around you, or to have any kind of meaningful experience. So while your experiences are certainly important, they are not the only source of knowledge. Your mind, according to Kant, plays an active role in shaping your understanding of the world. So these categories of understanding, according to him, are not simply derived from experience, but rather are innate structures of the human mind that allow humans to interpret and make sense of the world around them. They are a priori conditions, meaning that they exist prior to any specific experience and are necessary for any experience to even be possible. Kant also acknowledges the fundamental distinction between the phenomenal and noumenal world, and the limitation of human cognition in accessing the latter. In your world, the phenomenal part or world is the world of appearances that you perceive through your senses, while the noumenal world is the world behind the phenomenal, namely, the true nature of your world as it is, in itself. A region that is beyond your perception and even comprehension. In other words, while the categories of understanding shape your perception of the phenomenal world, they do not necessarily grant you access to the reality behind the phenomenal world. Your understanding of the noumenal world is limited by the constraints of your human cognition and perception, and you can never know the world as it truly is, in itself. Kant's Transcendental Idealism unveils the deeper truth that lies beyond the surface of your everyday experiences. It reveals that the very foundation of your understanding of the world is built upon this innate framework of categories of understanding, which guides you through the complexities of existence, and allows you to make sense of the world around you. Thus, when humans contemplate the nature of causality or substance, they are not merely reflecting on empirical observations. Rather, they are engaging with fundamental structures that are woven into the very fabric of human consciousness. These structures provide a framework for human understanding of the phenomenal world, but they do not necessarily grant you access to the true nature of reality beyond the phenomenal world you constantly observe. The profound implications of Kant's Transcendental Idealism challenged the next generation of thinkers to evaluate the fundamental assumptions about the nature of knowledge and the world around them. It invites them to explore the deepest layers of their own cognition and to question the very foundations of human understanding, while recognizing the limitation of human cognition in accessing the very fabric of reality itself.